absolute complete hell. It becomes hell because you have no structure. It becomes hell because you have no plan. Your community's dying in a car crash because you're letting somebody else take the wheel. You're letting the drunk driver drive the car, and you and your family are in it, and you're sitting there because you trust these folks to do critical things for you that you should be doing for yourself. And this is the only way I can see it. So if you want to know who my heroes are people like Dr. Marva Collins. How many of y'all know about Dr. Marva Collins? Anybody remember Dr. Marva Collins? Give me a yes if you remember this wonderful lady. I think she passed away. But Marva Collins, you know what she did? I gotta go read her story in detail. One day we should just sit and read her story because these are the people that need to be famous in the community. She started a school in the projects in Chicago. She said, forget the public schools. I'm gonna start a school right where I stand. She didn't wait for 10 million in funding. She didn't wait for a government grant. She didn't wait for AT&T to sponsor everything. She didn't wait for the Democratic Party to give her what she needed. She just started right where she was and ran one of the best educational institutions on this earth. This is the black magic that I want us to tap into. This is the greatness. I'm sitting here talking to you, and you can't tell me that the Black Business School is not the number one institution on the planet when it comes to helping families understand Black wealth. You can't tell me. You couldn't convince me that in a million years that is not true. I don't need nobody to validate me. Why the hell am I looking to be validated by inferior people? Why would I want validation from people who are doing it wrong? I don't want validation. I don't need no recognition. I don't need none of that because I know what we got right here. So part of drilling in and finding your black magic is you got to believe that it's there. You got to know what you have access to. You got to know what you got. You got to understand. You got to sit back and really meditate on and appreciate the wisdom of some of the people that are sitting right next to you. I know you. I meet you all. Some of you are like these amazing school teachers who are just going above and beyond for the children every day. Some of you have adopted kids that are not even your own, and you're teaching them the best you can. Some of you are running around and telling everybody the stuff that you are learning in this room. Some of you are leading in your church and saying, "Hey, we got to get our economics together." Like to me, those are the heroes. That's our secret sauce. That's our way out. That's our solution. That's the answer. It is not some some social program created by the Democratic Party. It's not. And the show as hell ain't too many solutions in these public schools. These public schools are terrible. Now, before I move on, let me remind you, if you're not on the text list, get on the text list so I can remind you when we do Money in the Morning. We do this every single morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. Just text the word morning to 87948, MORNING. Text morning to 87948. Also tonight, Wednesday nights, we do Powernomics training where we actually go through Dr. Claude Anderson books. I talked to Dr. Anderson yesterday. He sends his regards. He gives his complete blessing for what we're doing. And tonight, we're going to actually go through his book, The Black History Reader. And his question is, should Blacks form and support their own independent national political party? So we're going to read this in the book, The Black History Reader, and I'm going to kind of break this down and kind of give a perspective. We do this every Wednesday. We've been doing this for about 5 years now, I'm going to guess. And so if you'd like to join us for that, that's free to the public. You can just text the word greatness, all one word, greatness to 87948. If you text greatness to 87948, I'll send you an invitation to that. And you can join us. You can get free access to the live class and stuff like that as well. All right. So with that said, let me expand the conversation a little bit. And I want to talk about something that I know a lot about, and that is college. This was on my mind today because you guys know I've been a college professor a long time. I've taught at a lot of different universities, Ohio State, Syracuse, etc. And I have always been a big believer in college. And we've addressed this a little bit before, so I'm going to address it in a slightly different way. But anyway, in fact, I was such a big believer in college that I literally my first book was called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About College. And I literally, when I became a professor, I said, maybe Black students can succeed in college much easier if I, as a professor, simply tell them everything that your professor's thinking. Like I could say, oh, this is really what they mean, and this is really what's going on. That way you're not going into college confused, right? So if you have kids going to college, the book is out there. It's on Amazon. Feel free to go grab a copy of that. Now, even though I'm a big believer in college for sure, I remember I got a little bit I was curious today. Let me tell you what made me curious. So I was in the gym and I was on the treadmill. Now I do not run fast on the treadmill. I run about as fast as a fat slow person on a lazy day. Like that's how I don't I really am not. I would not impress you in the gym, but I was there, and that's the goal, right? To just show up every day. So I'm on the treadmill, and they got all these TVs up there, and I'm watching all the different TV screens and checking out the sports over here. They always show Family Matters on another channel, and then I see the Chicago news, which is typically filled with teenagers shot in their house. That was literally one of the stories. 7-year-old girl shot on her tricycle, or her bicycle. All the typical news stories that we ignore because white people told us to only pay attention to George Floyd. But anyway, that was me being a smart aleck because it pisses me off, to be honest with you. So I'm watching this segment, and they show a lot of really happy teenagers because now is the time for the prom and graduation and all that. And they were really happy because in this school, apparently, I don't know how the name of the school, but every single kid it got accepted into college. And they were really excited about it, really proud. They were jumping up and down and dancing. And I was really happy for them too. I thought that was a remarkable achievement. But a thought went through my head, and I thought to myself, I said, am I going to have to be the a-hole who steps in and says that you have to be really careful because half of your kids might be falling into a trap? Not all of the kids. This is the nuance of college. Not all the kids are falling into a trap, but about half of them are. And let me tell you why I say half of them and not all of them. Half of it, did y'all know this? If you've been hanging with me long enough, you probably heard me mention this. Did you know that half of all Black college graduates default? They can't even repay their student loans. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that? Half. See, we wonder, like, there's a big mystery, like, where did all the Black wealth go? How's Black wealth going down? We don't know. Well, if your best and your brightest are gonna die in debt, that's not exactly gonna improve your net worth. Dying in debt does not make your net worth go up. It does not help your estate plan. Okay. So half of all Black college graduates can't even repay their student loans. That's just the fact. And I'm talking about the graduates. I'm not talking about the fact that the overwhelming majority of Black people that go to college, I want to say at least half of them don't finish. I'm talking about the ones who made it. I'm talking about the successful. I'm talking about the talented 10th. Right? So if you're a talented 10th, if you have a community, process this for a minute. Let's meditate on this. Let's do a financial consciousness exercise here. You have a community where you're waiting for them to elevate economically. And so you look to the best and the brightest, the hope for the future, the smartest ones, and you find out that the best and the brightest can't even repay their student loans, and half of them can't. What hope is there for the community? Because everybody else is doing worse than them, or so to speak, right? I mean, really, if is it better to graduate from college or to only go to college and not finish, or to have a GED, right? So